What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be notified on future videos, and please ground and pound that like button. Now, today's topic is on the greatest UFC Flyweight Championship fight that I've ever seen between Deiveson Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno, and where these two should go following this fight. But first, I want to point out that I'm wearing a Competitive Origins No Matter What t-shirt, and you can do no matter what but purchase this shirt at competitiveorigins.com. Now, a portion of the proceeds will go towards the channel, and if you type in promo code MMA20, you'll get 10% off your order. Now, you've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others, Competitive Origins. Now, Deiveson Figueiredo is 20-1 with his last fight coming against Alex Perez. Now, that was only 3 weeks ago. So this is a very, very quick turnaround for him. You know, he's had 3 victories in 2020, 2 of them coming against Joseph Benavidez, both for championships, although the first fight was actually not for him to win a championship because he missed weight. So Joseph actually had the opportunity to win the title, but he beat him. And then the second time around, he made sure he made weight, got that victory, and that was 2 victories. Then, like I said, 3 weeks ago, he went up against Alex Perez, got that victory in amazing fashion with a quick submission in the first round. And then he followed it up by calling out Brandon Moreno, the #1 challenger. Now, Brandon Moreno is 18-5, so he's no slouch by any means. He's had 2 victories in 2020, with his last victory coming against Brandon Royal, which was also 3 weeks ago. See, these 2 fighters fought on the exact same card, so they both were on, the same situation with turning around a quick fight, cutting down, in time, recuperating from their past fight to put on this great war. And that's what it was. See, Figueiredo came in like the Terminator. He realizes that he does not get paid per minute, right? He's in there to get a quick finish, get out there, collect his money, get his 50G bonus, and fly back to Brazil. Well, that wasn't going to happen in this fight, And as the fight started, Figueiredo was landing powerful shots. It actually appeared that every shot that Figueiredo was throwing was going to be a power shot. He was trying to get this quick knockout. Now, Moreno did a really great job. He was really fluid with his shots. He returned them and fired right back at him. Now, they weren't quite powerful as Figueiredo, but he did have a lot of great shots. But at the end of the day, Figueiredo got the victory, and it was a 10-9 round for Figueiredo. Now, going into the second round, Moreno did an excellent job. He moved around a bit. He even secured a couple takedowns. And I started to realize that Figueiredo was starting to get a little bit tired. You keep throwing all these powerful shots, you're not going to be able to maintain them. Now, what I did notice that Figueiredo's shots were still just as powerful as the first round, but I was wondering if the power was going to continue all the way through the 5th, if they were going to go through the 5th round, and whether his conditioning was going to keep up because he was already beginning to slow down. And I basically gave that to Moreno, making it a 10-9 round for Moreno. Now, going into the third bout, or the third round, I should say, these two were going at it. Now, I do feel Figueiredo had the slight advantage in the third round, but then Figueiredo hit Moreno with a devastating nut shot, right in the balls, and basically the referee deducted a point. Now you're going, well, shoot, it was a mistake. It was an accident. Why'd they just take a point? Well, Figueiredo actually poked him in the eye twice already, and then he followed up with this devastating nut shot. If the NFL got word of how good he kicked these balls, I'm talking like this was a 60-yard field goal ball kick, and it was 2 balls at the same time. He's getting signed. He's probably going to be your favorite fantasy football player. But with Moreno on the floor, he has about 5 minutes to recuperate. He did it in less time than that. Now, he was screaming, yelling. He was even coughing up blood. It was a really, really bad shot. But he returned, his shots fired right back at him. He was rejuvenated. Now, at the same time, this gave Figueiredo an opportunity to recuperate. Like I said, he was getting tired, after the second or during the second round. So this third round, it gave him a chance to get an extra breather. I think he got about 3 to 4 extra minutes. And, but I did see Moreno basically stealing the round. He was landing a lot more of the cleaner shots in this third round, and therefore I gave it to him. Now, going into the 4th round, it's, 2 rounds to 1 in favor of Moreno. Plus, we have that point deduction, due to the ball shot. Now, in the fourth round, I felt like Moreno really controlled that. He landed some really good shots. He was able to get some takedowns, and he even wobbled, Figueiredo at some points. You even saw Figueiredo not, going into his Terminator mode where he was just backing him down. You saw him, hold off and put on the brakes, basically. So you saw that when Moreno did hit him with some really clean and precise shots, it really, had an effect on him. Now, don't get me wrong, Figueiredo still came with the heat, which was surprising. Every shot was still just as powerful as the first round, but you saw him getting very wild. He was falling all over the place. He was just, getting really tired, but he still had a lot of heart, and he was going out there and trying to get the victory. It seemed like he wanted that victory with every punch that he threw. But I gave that fourth round to Moreno as well. Now in the fifth round, Figueiredo came out, landed a really nice kick, which Moreno blocked, but it appeared that Moreno might have hurt his arm on that kick. The fight continued, and Moreno's output was not as active as before. Figueiredo, seemingly tired, was still the more, active fighter, I would say, but he wasn't in Terminator mode. He wasn't backing him down. He wasn't charging at him. I think if he knew that Moreno was injured, he probably would have went on him a little bit more. He was definitely, backing him down all these other rounds, but now this fifth round, I think, he was exhausted, and he just didn't have it into him to walk him down. So he was just going to play the game, hit him, do what he needed to do do what he needed to do to basically get the win, essentially. And he did win that fifth round. Now, they went to the cards, and I was kind of surprised at the result because I had it 48-46 in favor of Moreno, winning 3 out of the 5 rounds, and plus that 1-point deduction in favor of Moreno against Figueiredo. So now we're looking, okay, what do the cards say? And basically, Figueiredo won on one judge's card. On the 2 and 3 other judges, they basically said it was a draw, even with the 1-point deduction. So I was kind of like, are you guys not, counting the takedowns that, Moreno was able to accomplish? Are you not taking into account, the strikes that were wobbling him and making him, back up a little bit? You know what I mean? Like when Moreno really connected, he really pulled off some really nice strikes. Don't get me wrong, Figueiredo did an excellent job too, but I just felt Moreno did a better job when he did connect. When Figueiredo connected, it was more or less, okay, he hit him like, oh shoot, but then Moreno was perfectly fine. He continued on. There was no stopping in his game. You didn't see anything like him change his game, like in more fear. He just came out, he kept doing his thing. So, in the post-interview, Moreno basically said he wants to do a rematch. He feels they need to settle this again, go back in there. He's all for it. He had fun. This is why he does it. He loves it, so he wants to come back out here and do it again. Now, Figueiredo was actually a complete 180 from his previous fight in the post-interview. See, he looked deflated. He looked defeated. He looked tired. He looked, not happy. He did his interview and, basically they asked him, how do you feel about a rematch? And he said, I want to spend some time with my family. So I'm feeling he even feels that he lost, or maybe mentally he realizes, that this is going to be a tough fight, that I'm not going to be able to knock this guy out, that I'm going to have to go through 5 full rounds with this person, and this is not something that I'm used to. I'm used to finishing guys in the first round, so why do I want to go ahead and do this again? When he got his last victory, he was quick to call out, Moreno. And this time around, he didn't want to do a call out. He didn't even say he wanted to do the rematch. He basically said, I want to spend time with my family. So that kind of makes me feel like, Moreno did enough to get the job done. I thought he did. But even in Deiveson's eyes, I think he saw that Moreno did enough too. When the interview ended, Figueiredo kind of walked off, and you could see he was hobbled. He was in pain. So he obviously looked like he had been through a brutal fight. Now, in the post-conference, Deiveson was not there. He did go straight to the hospital, probably to have, Moreno's balls removed from his foot, I'm guessing, But go into the comment section below. Let me know who you think won. Let me know how you scored the rounds. I'm BPC. Don't forget to go to competitiveorigins.com and type in promo code MMA20. Like, comment, and please subscribe to this channel. Thank you and have a great day.